one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it because you can.
This story comes to us from your favorite, Fox News. Opening statements were set to be heard this past Tuesday in the trial of a former Uvalde, Texas school police officer who was accused of not doing more to save lives in the 2022 Uvalde massacre that left 19 students and 2 teachers dead. Adrian Gonzales has pleaded not guilty to 29 counts of child abandonment or endangerment following the attack at Robb Elementary. He could be sentenced to a maximum of 2 years in prison if convicted. The indictment accuses Gonzales of putting children in imminent danger of injury or death by failing to engage, distract, or delay the shooter, and by not following his training. The allegations also said he did not go toward the gunfire despite hearing shots and being told the shooter's location. Terrified students inside the classrooms called 911, and parents outside begged for intervention by officers, some of whom could hear shots being fired while they stood in a hallway, according to the Associated Press. An investigation ultimately found that 77 minutes passed from the time authorities arrived until the tactical team breached a classroom and killed the shooter, identified as Salvador Ramos. Gonzales' attorney has said that the officer tried to save the children that day. Yeah, right. According to a state review, Gonzales told investigators that once police realized there were students still sitting in other classrooms, he helped evacuate them. Gonzales and former Uvalde School Police Chief Pete Arredondo are the only 2 officers to face criminal charges over the response. Arredondo's trial has not yet been scheduled. At the request of Gonzales' attorneys, the trial was moved to Corpus Christi after they argued Gonzales could not receive a fair trial in Uvalde. Of course not. The trial is expected to last about 2 weeks, said Judge Sid Harrell. Before seating the jury this past Monday, he told several hundred potential jurors that the court was not looking for those who know nothing about the shooting, but wants jurors who can be impartial. Among the potential witnesses are FBI agents, Texas Rangers, emergency dispatchers, and school employees. Families of students killed in the massacre are also among those who could testify later. 12 jurors who have been selected for the case, along with 4 alternates, Fox 7 reported. So Uvalde it just keeps coming back to us, huh? We keep remembering Uvalde, which we should. We should always, hold those teachers and those students that were killed that day in memory. But here's this cowardly cop, police cop, school cop, police officer, coward. The shooting. Hey, come on, guys, come on. They're shooting inside. Why aren't you in there? I'm waiting on help. He's shooting people. You're a cop. You're a police officer. You signed up for this. And although I've never faced in reality the working end of a firearm, I have in training faced the working end of a firearm in the United States Army. And we did training exercises and we did fighting exercises. And I remember, and of course I get it. It's blanks and whatnot, but you're trained for it. You're pop, 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 doo, 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 doo. And you're running through the woods and you're taking cover and concealment and you're high crawling up there and you're looking and you're ducking and you're trained for that. And I get it. A lot of you are like, well, what would you do in real life? You got bullets zipping past you. You got bombs blowing up by you. What are you going to do? I get it. When it becomes a real world situation, now it's for real. Now you ain't getting shot at by blanks. This is like a life taker. But when you're trained for it, there's that mental thing. You got to do it. So I guess I'm saying, When I was in the Army, had we went to actual combat, I mean, nobody ever really knows what they would do when it hits the fan, but I mean, I did get shot at as a cop watcher in San Bernardino, California. I was driving my car. You guys have seen the video if you've been around for a while. I showed you the car with the bullet holes in it. Yeah, it was a rental car because my truck was getting worked on. But I'm driving along. I hear like what's firecrackers, and all of a sudden my car does this, and my gauges go bleep 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 bleep. I'm like, what the hell? Because a bullet went in through the tire, penetrated the car, went up, hit the steering wheel, and cut one of the wires in the steering wheel that works the gauges. Yeah, I had a flat tire, I had bullet holes in my car. I'm like, what the? Wow, just driving. And then I don't know if I told you this part of that story. A couple hours later, I read this in a news story that they reported a fatal gunshot wound. They found a guy laying probably a quarter of a mile from where my car got shot up. They found a guy laying on the side of the freeway in the grass, gunshot wound, fatal. So I was like, oh, so some hood rats got into it, started shooting at each other, and my car got hit. Apparently that guy was shot. But I guess the bottom line is what I'm saying is, I don't know that any of us really know what we would do when it hits the fan, but when you're a police officer, or like me when I was an Army soldier, you're trained. You're trained. You say, I know what to do. I've been in this situation. You got to do it. Now ain't the time to go, the shakiest gun in the West. No, that ain't the time for that. And this Gonzales and Chief Arredondo just might learn their lesson that, hey, when it hits the fan, instill your training. Don't run, coward. What do you all think? Let me know.